Right, hello again everybody. I have decided to do another video. I know I said I would do one weekly, but in fact I think it's been about 6 months. Now, I'm going to try and do a bit better. And this one as well, I'm going to try and make it about 1/8 of the length. Because the first video, I'm going to keep it up. And yeah, I mean, it was too long, wasn't it? So there you go. Anyway, I hope you've all been well. I hope you've all been shooting lots of film, etc., blah, 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 and other different photography types of things. And thank you so much for watching my channel. And, you know, tell people about it. Tell them about the amazing one episode that exists and that there's another one been added. Yeah, I mean, I said 1/8 of the length. I think probably I've already gone over 1/8 of the length with waffling on. Right, now, what am I going to do today? Okay, so in the last episode, I took out the Rollei B35, or Rollei B35, and took street photography. Lovely. If you hadn't seen it, go pop back. You can skip to the end to see all the photos and the analysis. And get past all the rubbish I was saying at the beginning for about half an hour. Yeah, and today, although I said I'd be using my Canon FT, I'm not going to use that this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and attempt to do a start-to-finish shoot with my 35S, so my Rollei 35S, which is the posh Rollei 35, which I never use because I'm not posh. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to grab it out. So in my little pouch. And yeah, I will show it to you. Here it is. There we go. Beautiful camera. Yes, so I am going to go and do some lovely black and white photography, hopefully. I've got an orange filter on there for a little bit more contrast. UV filter, of course. Yeah, it's loaded up with some Shanghai GP3 100 film, which I got from my lovely friends at Nick and Trick, who I might try and pop in to see today, because my plan is to go down to Folkestone, take a load of lovely landscape photos and photos of the sea, long exposure shots, and then get some developing kit as well and do the whole thing, developing and print, and then finally get a lovely print at the end, just to go through how that whole thing works from start to finish. Yes, hopefully something will come out. As again, as I said in the first one, and as it's film photography, it might be absolute crap. But hey, who's to know? It's all in the journey, right? Okay, so we've got the camera. By the way, just got this little thing. You probably can't see it from there, and I'm not going to focus in, but a lovely, lovely thing from Artisan Obscura, who are based in America. Got it delivered to the UK. It wasn't too much extra. But yeah, really beautiful little shutter buttons. I'm just doing a shout out. I'm not paid or sponsored by them. I just really love them. Beautiful. Got one on, this is like a bloodwood sort of thing. Anyway, absolutely lovely. Right, so this is the setup. I'm going to quickly, you can tell I'm trying to, I mean, this is quite funny. You can tell I'm trying to rush. I mean, I don't know why. Because, I mean, of course, you can fast forward it. All this, you probably haven't even watched. Right. Okay, so I'm going to get out my long exposure kit. So this is my little pouch. I'm going to get out my ND1000. So let me talk you through this kit. So I've got a little adapter on the back here, which is a Cood 30.5mm, which is the thread size for the Rollei 35S, to 52. And that means I can put it on my smallest filter frame, if that makes sense. If you shoot this, you know, but you can pick all this up on wherever on the internet. But the main thing I'm looking at using, oh my God, it's got a massive finger mark on there. I will clean that. Is a ND1000 filter, and that is going to give me some fantastic long exposures, hopefully, and seascape type things. But we'll go through that on the shoot, obviously. yeah, and then I've just got this little one, which is for sky and sea or landscape. It's just to make the sky a little bit darker. It won't do too much, but it will help a little bit, just on top of, because the exposure is obviously going through a long exposure, so the exposure is going to be like about a minute and a half. We'll try and I'll probably use my big tripod mainly, but I've got this little vintage, cool little tripod I picked up, which is absolutely lovely, which with an old camera, it was always quite nice just to use vintage stuff because it's more fun. 75% of the joy of doing all this is just using stuff for fun. And then I've got a threaded release cable, and that will enable me to do long exposures. Have to be quite careful because it's quite a short one. Yeah. Is it working? There we go. I was twisting it the wrong way. Classic. So that, I'm going to be using that. So that is pretty much the entire setup. And what I'm going to do is shoot on down to Folkestone and go and get some shots. And hopefully, bring something half decent back. Hi. Okay, so I'm back. Just experimenting with a little new lens. Actually, new, not really new. It's really old. It's a 20mm Nikon f2.8, which I always hankered after in the mid 2000s when I used to go and hire gear from a film company, and this was like top of the line sort of lens for super wide angle. Not so much now, but it's a really lovely rendition lens. And also, I'm putting lights on. This is like super middle of the daytime, so that's why you got the light streaming in here. Sun's up there, and it's sort of, I've got some white stuff here. I've got a makeshift sound booth over there, which kind of reflects the light a little bit. But it's quite strong contrast. But also, I can't really be bothered to set my lights up. Is the other thing. But anyway, right, let's get on with this. Went out, shot with the Rollei 35S, an adventure I said I was going to do, and I have to say it was really bad because this needs a little CLA, a little service, which I may do myself or I might send it off. But the photos were still good. So what I'm going to do is kind of a bit of a shift. I'm going to show how, I get around this. And I do a bit of an illegal thing where I don't do too much, but I do some editing on my film photos if this happens. And this was a real, tricky one. Right, here we are. We're in Adobe Lightroom. I'm just going to start off by saying this is the first time we've done this. And I'm now checking. The screen is recording, and I am recording on the thing. I managed to cock it up 3 times trying to do it. Actually recorded. I recorded like a quarter of the video. Just basically, the screen was recording, but I was basically just talking to myself. That was, probably the best it could possibly have been. But now you'll get the 4th really rubbish version. Anyway, right, okay, so let me say the thing I've said 3 times already. So you can see here, this is on the roll. The roll of film is Shanghai GP3 100, by the way, which I bought from the guys at Nick and Trick Photographique, which is in Folkestone, which is where I went today to record, take photos. So straight away, you can see along the bottom here are these streaks, which I'm thinking are to do with the camera. And there's something amiss with the mechanism, or it's not winding on properly. I don't think it's to do with the processing, but it might be. And in that case, I'm going to do as is anyway, and this review and talk, and I'll see. I'll find that out. I'm going to go onto my the photography group on Facebook, Rollei 35 Photography, and ask the question and see what everyone says. I figure it's the camera. Anyway, as you can see, starting off, this is just test photo, absolute absolutely rubbish. Probably the most rubbish photo you'll see all year. Perhaps someone might be able to make it into art. To be honest, someone sold a banana with a bit of tape round it, didn't they, the other day? And then the guy bought it for 6 million and ate it or something. Flipping absolute buffoonery. Anyway, so you could probably make this into, like, you could probably take this, sell it for 1 million. Obviously, don't take it and sell it because that's intellectual and copyright theft. But not that I'd want it, to be honest. You can take it. And there's a slightly jaunty angled lamp going for a dance, which wasn't what I was going for, but maybe I was drunk. Actually, no, it would have been too early for me to be drunk. Anyway, right, moving on. So, this picture on a train, moving along. I mean, the idea is good. The photo is absolute rubbish. But I was trying to get this guy here, London Bridge Station, and the train going along. It's very kind of, low contrast. And you can see again the streaks along here. So there's something definitely up with the camera. Moving along, next photo here is this is in Bristol. Went for a little jolly down to Bristol, and this is the old cathedral there, which is along, I think it's Pembroke Road, and you can really see the lines here in this bit, which is scrapes or scratches, indentations on the film, and here I don't know, maybe it is developing. I don't know, we'll see. But I think it might be the camera. Because I haven't kind of taken care of it for a little while. Excuse me. I feel like I sound a bit cool actually with this. A bit throaty. Not really cool. Just sound a bit odd. I guess could do a comment on this film in this photo. It's kind of okay. I don't necessarily. It's a bit plain for me, so I do a bit of editing, I'll show you that I prefer a bit more deep and contrasty, deeper blacks, and kind of the light and dark to be a bit more stark. Anyway, right, next up, so then these are from White Cliffs of Dover, and again you can see kind of it's a bit vintagey, the film. Some people might like this sort of stuff. So this picture here is St Margaret's Bay, I think, the lighthouse there. Nice picture. Could do a good edit on this, but again, this is just, you can see there, it's not great. I mean, it's a little bit up there, but it's not super bad in this one, so you can edit it, and I have, and I'll show you. But yeah, it's not the best film, but it's come out okay. Right, going along. Again, you can see the streaks. So you can see the theme here. These are all streaks along, and some of these photos are okay. I mean, this one looks kind of vintagey. Right, so we're into Folkestone proper. My first sort of proper street photography photo. I missed focus here. If I can zoom in a little bit, by quite a way. So I think I set it incorrectly. I think I had it at like 4 foot on the camera and hadn't looked, but I was trying to do a quick pot shot of him. But it didn't quite work out. This is not too bad actually, straight out of the camera. As in the photo's not in focus, so it's bad, but the actual contrast and everything of this film is okay. And here, this is quite a good photo, I would say, and I really like this, and definitely worth editing. And as it's on the beach, but you can still see here these little strips along here, and there's a few little bits which are like, even for a film photo, sort of like, we don't really want that. So I will edit these out. Same again here, and same here. So we're into kind of like, and this one here, you could argue that you could have that as a little 6x4 print, and it's like you've got like, it's a film photo, and it's like the old kind of, if you remember Windows Movie Maker, where you put the old film grain effect on a film, and it comes up like this, and it's like it's got the whirring sound, which is quite funny. I would and will remove those, and I'll have a clip at the end with how I've edited them, but I'll just edit one photo at the end. So so these shots here, this shot here was a little attempt, you can see in the sky, at using a long exposure filter. I can't say it's necessarily worth it with this camera. It's really, the cameras are set up for street photography. You can do it, and it's not that good a photo. I mean, that's a bit better. The sky's quite nice, and you can see the water sort of smoothed out, but you probably need a bit more movement to get a full half decent effect. Going along, and you can see the streaks here again. Not so distracting. I was trying to get this person right down the end. That's not a bad photo. And then this one here is quite cool. Nice with the wall and her sitting there. And I'm far away enough to do snap her, and she won't get annoyed at me. Or to be honest, she doesn't really care. But it's got quite nice footsteps here. This was because I've zoomed in. Let me just zoom out again. Yes. Oh, this is a cool vertical shot of the harbour wall in focusing, which is really cool, and lots of nice kind of gradation of shadow and light. Again, absolute horrible strip there, and a few little black streaks that you can see here and here. Which are no good at all. So getting rid of those. Now this is really cool. So I thought, oh god, actually these long exposure things, I don't know whether it's got much legs. So I didn't give up. I did some more in a bit, but I decided to just go and pop around and see who I could shoot. Asked this guy if I could take some photos of him, and he said, "Yeah, sure, no worries at all." He was a cool dude. He looks asleep. He wasn't asleep. But he was very laid back. His friend, who was there, I asked to shoot, and he said, "There's literally no way you're taking a photo of me, mate. No way. No, take a photo of him though. He loves it." He just shoved me in front of this guy, and I was like, "Yeah, cool. Can I take a photo of you?" And he was like, "Yeah, go on then." And he was, yeah, great and really cool looking dude. Cool little alcove bit. Again, he's ruined. It doesn't ruin the photo totally, but it's rubbish. But these quite nice shots. This is cool. Now this is an interesting one. So this is the one which actually I really quite like, the accidental streak. Obviously, I am going to fix my camera and get those streaks, figure out whatever's gone wrong here. But I really, really like the accidental effect of these streaks in this photo, and I've edited it so it can be a bit darker, and I'll show you that. So I've kind of just kind of popped down the tone curve, and I've upped the texture, and did a bit of dehaze, I think, in my edit. Yeah, there. So it brings out a bit of the graffiti, and I've done a bit of that. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, that's all. I've just accidentally updated all the images. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna do curve. I think that's it. Right. So that was actually quite a cool photo. Now, this is pretty cool for this camera. It's about taking the photo at about 4 foot. It's not quite there, but yeah, I really like these. I mean, showing you can do a portrait with a a distance measure point and shoot camera. And point and shoot's really denigrating the Rollei 35Ss. They're beautiful cameras. But yeah, you don't have any automatic focusing assist, so you're sort of judging it yourself. Right, moving on quickly. That one, I think you can see, he's starting to look like he's getting a bit grumpy with me. No, I'm joking. Actually, just like, yeah, he's probably thinking, because I'm jabbering away like I am now to him, he's going, oh yeah, that's really cool. Oh yeah, can you just do a little bit? I asked him, yeah, can you do a little bit of smoke? Yeah, really cool. Get some smoke, and he's like, mate, yeah, it's fine. He's basically saying through his eyes, mate, I'll pose here for you, but like, I mean, max 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna hit you in the face. But go ahead. That's a bit blurry, but still quite cool. Standard shot of the coastline Folkestone. Again, strips. It's kind of slightly ruined, but yeah, it's not bad. The sky moving along. Maybe that's long. Was that long exposure? Oh no, it wasn't. No, it's just a normal photo. So here I was trying to get the sea and land and expose it, and it all looks a bit washed out. So yeah, not quite hitting the target. This photo was really, really cool. Obviously, again, it's kind of low contrast, but again, I will edit and I'll take it down to there. Oh my God, I've done it again. Hang on. Let me take off the selection. I have to find all this again. Where's it gone? La 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 la. There we go. Right. Just one photo undo. So I'll do that and I'll add a bit of clarity and I'll bump up the shadows maybe a little bit again. Yeah, or actually I'll bring it up and then I'll push this slider in a little bit. So the X slider, and yeah, that will look quite nice eventually. Now again, there's our little friend, the scratches, and that will kind of ruin the photo. So we need to move those. Now this is where it really gets funny. So at the end of my roll, obviously either the film's getting tight, or I think this winder is very, 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 very tight. So the winder started not going to the next roll, and it ended up doing, I think, I got a cheap version, so I saved £600 on the new Pentax 17 because it started doing these split exposures. It's a sort of half frame, and this one actually looked quite cool. Somehow. So again, it's the magic of film. Sometimes you just kind of go, my camera's maybe completely broken, or I accidentally opened it, or I dropped it and it shook. At the same time, I went to take a photo, but actually it worked. So this is probably the best example of the long exposures I was trying to do. I had a filter on, and you can see the skies looks really nice. The sea looks calm. And then this one's slightly different because it's for a bit longer and it looks super sunny. This side looks a bit more moody and dramatic, but it's split perfectly in the middle. I don't know how. It wasn't planned. But yeah, in fact, it's quite cool. Might even make a little print of that. Yeah. So, magic of film. There we go. And again, this one's not so interesting, but again, it kind of worked out all right. But obviously, something wrong with the camera winding on. It may be, but the film's a bit too thick towards the end, and it couldn't put it all on the take-up spool, but I have to see about that. Trying to get these seagulls in this picture here, but yeah, and on the rocks. But and you can see just ever so slightly. Long exposure wise, you can do it with these cameras. You can see the kind of misty water. Obviously, it's a rubbish photo. Sorry, and I looked like I was almost falling over as well into the water. But you can see. Oh, this is a bit of a better example. There you can see the misty water. Anyway, that's the roll. It's all quite rubbish, I know, but I'm going to just find one of the photos and I'm going to say what I would do. So this one here, I have already edited. Now, it's very legal, but we're living in 2024, so I think it's totally acceptable to come over here. I'll click this, which is my remove erase tool, and this is generative remove. I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to slide the slider all the way down this line. Oops. Slide the slider, sugar, way down here. Slide the slider down here. Yeah, I went a bit rubbish there. Let's put this, I'm just going to slide and kind of make up and do it on here as well. And using generative remove. Actually, sorry, this bit's a bit rubbish here. I'll show you the up. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm just removing it. I'm removing the little blemishes. I don't care. I'm not precious. The photo is still good, so I really like the photo. Now, part of the joy of with film photography, and with this guy as well, is I had a cool little camera, which is a little film camera. He wasn't feeling threatened by it. He even discussed it. You find that most people will go, "Oh, what's this little camera? Is that a film? Oh, lovely. I remember filming. Wow, you're still shooting that? Do they still develop that, etc., etc., etc." What it means is it's easier to take photos of subjects because they aren't threatened by it. Like even your little mirrorless camera, they'll be like, "Oh God, here he comes." So look, I'm removing all these little bits. Generative AI. It just does a great job. I'm just going to try and do this again, just see what it does. I've done a better version of this, so I'm not overly bothered. But come on. I'm sorry. Let me just get back into it. Don't know why it's it's being a bit temperamental for some reason. It's being temperamental because I'm trying to do something on here to show you. That's why. Refresh. Go on, do that then. Analyze. All right, that's been a bit crap there, I have to say. But normally I'll just move it, and let me find. I'll quickly get up my. Hey, it's me. Well, hopefully you don't see anything personal in here. Let's see. Where did I put them? Oh, here, pictures. Let's see. What did I do? This one. Edits, original scans. So this will be edits. Let me pop into the version I edited of him here, and boom. Okay, so I edited this, and I've edited my contrast. I mean, I left a little bit of this in. I don't mind actually the those streaks there. That's okay. I might remove them afterwards. But yeah, you can see now on this side. I mean, there's still a couple of little streaks there, but don't really. But on this wall that was really sort of ruined, it's kind of it's not really distracting at all. So yeah, point being, I think you can, it's all right to edit it. As I say, please, purists or Puritans, maybe I can call you. Don't shoot me down. Hey, come on. We've always edited, even in the film days. Ansel Adams, you spent hours correcting his mistakes. Now, pay hundreds of £1,000s for them. There you go. So who wants to pay me hundreds of £1,000s for this? Nobody? Okay, fine. Right, okay. So that's the end of it. What I'll do now is I'll click through my edited photos. So bear in mind that I have edited out. And it only takes a few seconds. It's not ideal, but hey, if your camera's not quite... I mean, mine is. I do want to get it fixed. But if your camera's not quite there, it's a bit iffy with a few splots. I mean, dots and splots. Just edit it, really. You're going to put it in your program anyway, aren't you? So yeah, cool. I will now go through the music. Sorry, it's because I was thinking about music. Because I'm just going to try and do a gag. I will go through the photos I've actually edited, and with some lovely musical accompaniment. See, it's because I've overthunk that. I was like going to put something like a lovely bit of music, but I thought about it beforehand and then tripped myself up. What an idiot. Anyway, cool. And then I'll come back and you'll see my face again. I might even use, well, I will now because I've said it, use a completely different lens in my lens experiments. Okay, thanks very much. Bye. Okie dokie. Hello back. Hello back. Hello back. How are you? Hello. I'm back from my excursion, which was meant to take me one day. Actually took me 3.5 weeks, all told. But anyway, it was quite interesting. I hope you enjoyed the photos. Hope you enjoyed the analysis. Congratulations if you stayed all the way through, because it was probably quite dull. Just going to make a little comment about, obviously, I'm back at night now. Really liking this 20mm 2.8, and at some point, I think, and this is on full frame, so really cool. I'm going to try it on my Nikon F80, which I haven't taken out for a while, which would look quite good. Anyway, yeah, takeaways from that shoot today. Obviously, there are a lot of errors, but you can, I think, correct a lot with film, and there's a lot of leeway. And again, the main thing with film photography is your artistic eye is just a bit more tuned in, and yeah, it's just nice to get out there and have that meditative experience. Woosah. Yeah, I'm not really a massive kind of meditative guy. I don't know if you can see, it's quite smoke. It's actually winter in the UK. If you're, I mean, obviously if you're in the UK, you sort of know that. It's almost winter, late autumn. No, it is winter. It's December. Oh God. Just about to put up the Christmas decks. I'm sure I'm going to try and do a Christmas decoration episode as well. Yeah, but anyway, digressing. It's cold. I'm cold. It's my third change of clothes, and actually I have taken my warm top off for some reason. Well, for the reason is I wanted to have the stripy top to see what it looked like. Hopefully it looks quite good. Yeah, that's it. I hope you like my abode on a bit of a wider angle. At some point, this is quite cool. It's an old Commodore 64 with a monitor, a CRT monitor, which I picked up, which is excellent. I'm enjoying that. Haven't had one since I was about 10. And now I am 38 years older than that. Yeah. Anyway, I should really get back to talking about this. Right. So Rollei 35S. I'll probably try and give it a little fix myself, or just find out whether the issue is there. If it's a really big issue, I'll probably send it off. That'll be in the new year. If I do, it will be to a company who are really cool here in the UK, but called Film Furbish. Not a paid advertisement, as everyone says. I don't know why you need to say that. I mean, I just like them, and they're pretty cool. So yeah, yeah, they do some amazing ones. If you're looking for a super high-end gift, I mean, they're not cheap. It's like 400 plus pounds. We're in the UK, but if you're interested, go on and do it, because they're really lovely. And obviously, the Rollei 35S, it's a absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful camera. Let me do a hero shot with it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in again for a very long time, but I mean, you fast forward through the bits you get bored of, don't you? Yeah, and yeah, at some point I'll take you through, like, I mean, this is still like I'm just an amateur with lighting and things, but I've kind of made stuff piecemeal over the years. But it'd be quite interesting to show you how I've sort of set this up. This is quite a nice little lighting setup. It's fully dark outside. It's night time. In fact, I'm being a bit loud because after 10 o'clock, the neighbours might get annoyed. So I will turn this off, and I will wish you peace out. That's very 90s, isn't it? Peace out, guys. 1990s, that is, not 1890s. Cool. I don't know why I keep looking back there. I was thinking, oh yes, just over there is my Canon FT, which I promised I would do some photos with, and I will do those photos at some point, probably in the new year, or that might be my little Christmas project, so I can put my Christmas pudding hat on. You heard it here first. Anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed it. See you at the next one. Or something. Cool. I'm going to find a really cool phrase. And ace.